Hey there, let's talk about something we all rely on, probably every single hour of the day, our calendars. They run our lives, right? But what if that tool you trust so much was actually being turned against you? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a threat that hides in plain sight, the calendar trap. And I want you to really think about that for a second. Is it possible the schedule you follow religiously, the one that tells you exactly where to be and when, could be feeding you lies, dangerous lies? The answer, and this is the crazy part, is probably yes. I mean, think about it. You trust your calendar completely. It's the command center for your entire day. But cybercriminals have figured out how to exploit that trust, using a feature you probably don't even think about to create a backdoor right into your digital life. Okay, so let's break down what this hidden trap actually is. And just so you know, this isn't some far-off theory. Researchers are sounding the alarm that this is happening right now, and it's catching a lot of people completely by surprise. So picture this. You get a little pop-up reminder on your phone. It looks totally normal, like any other event. But one click on that link could be an absolute disaster. We're talking phishing attacks that steal your passwords, websites that secretly download malware onto your device, or even alerts designed to trick you into giving up your own accounts. And the scariest part, these things can just appear in your schedule. You never even had to click accept. So you're probably asking, how in the world is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to a perfectly legitimate and often really useful calendar feature that attackers have learned how to hijack. Let's get into exactly how they pull it off. You have almost definitely used this before, maybe without even thinking about it. You subscribe to a calendar for national holidays or for your favorite sports team's schedule, or maybe a brand you like is offering deals. It's super convenient. Events just pop up automatically. But that automatic nature, that trust, is exactly the weakness they're exploiting. Now, here's where it gets really clever. The whole attack is surprisingly simple. It starts out totally innocent. You subscribe to a legitimate calendar. But then, maybe a year or two goes by, and the company that made it just forgets to renew their website domain. It happens all the time. Well, cybercriminals are constantly scanning for these expired domains. They swoop in, buy it for cheap, and just like that, they now control the calendar feed you subscribed to ages ago. All of a sudden, they can push whatever event they want directly to you. And this shows you the switcheroo perfectly. One day, you're getting a helpful reminder for a sale on winter coats. The next day, from that exact same trusted subscription, you get a heart-stopping alert that your PayPal account needs immediate verification. The source looks legit, but the message itself is pure poison. And this is the real kicker. Your normal defenses, they just don't work here. Your spam filter is looking for sketchy emails from senders you don't know. But this event isn't coming from some random sender. It's coming from a calendar feed that you explicitly trusted and subscribed to. It waltzes right past all the usual security checks. Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question. Why are we so vulnerable to this? It's not just a tech problem, it's a human one. It's all about psychology. At its heart, this is a social engineering attack. We're just conditioned to believe what our calendar tells us. When an event pops up, our brain goes, okay, that's something I have to do. And our guard just drops. Scammers are literally banking on that built-in trust we have. So your best line of defense actually starts with just a little bit of healthy suspicion. You got to develop that gut feeling. If an appointment suddenly shows up that you have no memory of, or if it sounds really urgent and demanding, just pause, take a breath, investigate. Don't just react. So what are the telltale signs? Well, here are the big red flags. First, any entry you just plain don't recognize. Next, look out for that urgent language, stuff like immediate action required, or your account will be suspended. Always hover over any links before you click them to see if the real web address is what it says it is. And just like with scam emails, watch for bad grammar, weird logos, events scheduled at 3 a.m., and this is a big one, any request for personal info. A calendar event should never be asking for your password. Ever. Okay, so we've laid out the threat, we know the red flags. Now for the good part. Protecting yourself is actually really straightforward. Let's walk through a super simple 4-step defense plan. Here's what you do. First, do a calendar audit. Go into your settings and look at every single calendar you're subscribed to. If you don't recognize it or it's from some promotion from 5 years ago, just delete it. Step 2, turn off the setting that automatically adds event invitations. This gives you a critical moment to review things before they land on your schedule. 3, here's a great pro tip, create a totally separate calendar just for these external subscriptions. That keeps your main schedule clean and safe. And finally, if you work on a team, make sure everyone knows this is a threat. A little bit of training goes a long way. So Let's zoom out for a second as we wrap up, because this whole thing isn't really just about calendars. It's about our digital blind spots. The reason this attack is so slick is because it completely avoids the places we expect to be attacked, like our email inbox. Instead, it hits us right where we're most organized, but also maybe most distracted, in the middle of a crazy day just trying to get to your next meeting. It's the perfect example of a cybersecurity blind spot. And that is the absolute key takeaway here. Yeah, this is a really effective attack, but it's also a highly avoidable one. You don't need fancy, expensive software to stop it. All you need is a little bit of awareness and a few tiny changes to your daily habits. So I'll leave you with this to think about. We just pulled back the curtain on our calendars. But what other tools do you use every single day without even a second thought? Your messaging apps, cloud documents? The biggest threats are almost always the ones that target the places where we feel the most comfortable. So remember, don't just manage your time, manage your trust. Thanks for tuning in.